Well, the hype train is here, folks. Destiny 2 finally has its release date, and the marketing campaign has left the station. So I decided now may be a good time to go back and see if Legacy Destiny for the 360 and PS3 still holds up. So is it a pass, or is it a play? Destiny was the first new IP developed by Bungie after their departure from the Halo franchise. It hit all 4 platforms at the same time, both PS3, PS4, 360, and Xbox One. At that time, if you bought the digital version for the PS3 or 360, you would instantly get the newer console version for free. It worked out pretty great for people at the time, especially people like me, who weren't too sure about dropping cash on a new console just yet. And the best part was that whenever you did make the jump to the newer console, everything transitioned over, so you wasn't completely wasting your time. It wasn't until Destiny's last expansion that the connection between the two consoles, 360, Xbox One, PS3, PS4, became severed. So essentially what happened was you had 2 instances at that point. It was a one-time upload into the new system if you wasn't already working on both already, and so things didn't cross over anymore. So going back to the 360 version, I'm greeted by a couple ghosts. My deleted hunter still lives here. And, my favorite primary of all time, the Hung Jury SR4, lives on my character here. Of course, going back, the graphics definitely suffer, but that's to be expected. This is 360 versus Xbox One, of course. Of course it's going to be worse. But does it hamper gameplay? No, it still looks good, especially for a last-gen game. Everything about the game is still playable. Stories still work. PvP's still there. Even though it did take me 2 to 3 minutes to find people at times, it's still a blast. Strikes are still there. Everything still works in that environment. They were probably the quickest things I found people in with the strikes. It only took me about a minute to find people, and we were off to kill some bad guys. It was pretty sweet. Another great thing is I never entered any social space, whether it was the tower or the reef, all by myself. That never happened, which is a great statement for a game where they tried to move everybody to the newer versions. You never feel alone, which is perfect. And that was one of my biggest fears. So the question is Legacy Destiny something worth going back and playing? Or is it a pass at this point? And honestly, that depends. If you already own Destiny on the Xbox One and PS4, it's not really worth going back to. Unless you're a fan of Microsoft achievements and you like watching them all pop because you never actually went back to the old version. Insta-pop everything you've already got on Destiny. It's awesome. Or unless you want another version in case the modern servers go down, Legacy never seems to fail, which is pretty cool as well. Other than that, if you have a modern console, go ahead and pass on it. But maybe you are limited to a 360 and PS3, and maybe you've never had an interest in Destiny up until you've seen the current marketing train that's flowing through. If that's the case, you owe it to yourself to grab a copy. You can pick this up for $3 to $5 depending on the Xbox 360 or PS3 version at GameStop. All content you're seeing in this video is all year 1 stuff, so it's not necessary to go out and spend heavily on DLC at this point. Just sit back and enjoy the start of your Destiny adventures the same way that I started mine.